What is going on, everybody? Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful Sunday. We're going to get into the questions in a second. Thank you guys for all joining. Sorry about being 2 minutes late. Too busy fucking trying to set this shit up to make it on time. It is what it is at this point, you know? Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful Sunday. I've got to turn my fucking light on so that the stream gets a little bit brighter. Let's answer as many questions as possible today. Let's have a wonderful Sunday. All right, so there are a couple of inactives that I'm going to be reading about. What's up, Connor? How you doing, man? I am doing pretty good. I was not out super late doing all that crazy shit that my friends were doing. I was there, but I left at like 11:30 before everyone started boxing and jumping through tables and shit. All right, so let's get on into things here. So the inactive list is going to be pulled up right now for you guys. I'm going to read it off. T. Higgins is going to play, guys, and I already tweeted this out. I am severely worried about T. Higgins today. T. Higgins appears... No, I'm just going to fix it. It takes like 2 seconds. Run. But yeah, so T. Higgins is going to play. I have about zero confidence in T. Higgins, if I'm being completely honest with you. I think T. Higgins is either about to score 4 fucking points or he's going to score 25, and I don't think there is a single in between when it comes to T. Higgins. Thank you for the super chat, Steve. I'll get to that in a second. But I don't think there's a single in between in this scenario. I think literally T. Higgins is going to go off or he's going to shit the bed. And we're just going to have to ride that experience together. So if you're willing to play T. Higgins, go ahead and play him. But I am significantly worried about Higgins. So let's answer some questions here that we'll get to. I'll read the full inactive list. 16-man full PPR. Thank you, Steve, for the super chat. My flex is Joshua Palmer or take the shot in the dark with Wan'Dale Robinson. So when it comes to Joshua Palmer, Keenan Allen might play. He might not play, right? This game is being played on Monday Night Football. So this is the least clear situation of any game in the NFL right now because we don't have any idea if he's going to be playing or not. Then when we have Wan'Dale Robinson, the wide receiver core in New York for the Giants is absolutely fucking decimated. That wide receiver core is absolutely awful. And at the end of the day, I think both of these guys are an immense risk because if Keenan Allen plays, Joshua Palmer could be sentenced to having little work in the offense. And then we could see that Wan'Dale Robinson has a crazy amount of work in the offense and maybe doesn't do too much. Since it's a 16-man league, I think I'm just going to go for the highest upside possible. Keenan Allen is doubtful, but you never know. He might end up playing. So I think I'm just going to end up going with Wan'Dale Robinson. I think he has more upside than Keenan Allen at this point. I got to fix my camera because it's definitely out of focus. But I think I would go with Wan'Dale Robinson at this point. It is slightly more risky, but I think the upside is just significantly higher. So I'm going to go with Mr. Wan'Dale Robinson. Thank you for the super chat, Steve. Next up, Devonte Smith, Thielen, or Jacoby Myers for my flex. Great question. So I like all three of these guys. Devonte Smith is one of those guys that's very hit or miss. He is going to have some games. Yeah, I know, Jonathan Taylor. I said I was going to fix my face here. No problem, Steve. But when I was talking about Devonte Smith, what I meant to say is that he is very hit or miss, right? He's going to have those really big games. What's up, Bob? How you doing? He's going to have those really big games where he scores maybe 5. That's not a big game where he scores maybe 25 points, but he's also going to have those down games. That's because of the fact that the offense really likes to spread the ball out. They have A.J. Brown. They have Dallas Goedert. They have Miles Sanders. They have Jalen Hurts, who likes to run the ball in the red zone. So it kind of does limit Devonte Smith. But the fact is that this offense is so explosive, Devonte Smith benefits from that. Thielen is kind of just meh, right? He's going to see like maybe 7 to 12 targets a game. If he has a good game, he's going to be probably scoring 15 to 20 points. If he has a bad game, he's probably going to shit the bed. So Thielen's kind of out of the equation. And then Jacoby Myers for me is the answer. He just gets force-fed the ball. I want Jacoby Myers in my lineups. The guy has just been unreal this season, even though Bailey Zappi isn't very good at all. We still see Jacoby Myers feast, so I'm going Jacoby Myers. And to me, that's pretty easy. Juan, thank you for the super chat. Higgins or London for the flex? Okay. So I'm going to have to take a pretty hard stand today for a lot of these or for T Higgins, because you guys are going to ask roughly 7,000 questions about T Higgins. So again, with T Higgins, he is in. He was in last week, and we saw that he wasn't really in. So we have to take a stand. So you're either going to go with Higgins. Sorry about that. You're either going to go with Higgins and fully expect that he might destroy your team. And when I say destroy your team, he might score literally 0 points. Or you go with London, who might score 5 points, but you know he's at least going to get the ball. I'm not comfortable playing Higgins. I am not playing Higgins in my lineups unless the question is Higgins versus, like, I don't know, Joshua Palmer, for instance, right? For that question, or Wan'Dale Robinson for the other question, right? I'm just going to play Higgins because I think he just has more upside and he might have a big game. I'm going to sit Higgins in all of my teams that I have him. So I'm being blatantly honest with you. I'm not going to play Higgins. It's going to potentially screw me, but I'm not playing him. If you guys have more balls than I do, Juan, maybe you have huge balls, maybe you want to play Higgins, but I'm not doing it. I'm going to play Mr. Drizzy Drake London. Next up, we got Joey ZY. Joey Z. All right, you know what? I'm a little too fucking stupid to try to read your guys' names of points. Jalen Hurts or Kyler Murray? That's a tough question. I like Kyler Murray's matchup a ton because he is going up against the Seattle Seahawks. That game really has a lot of upside to be a really back and forth, high scoring game, right? The Seattle Seahawks defense is incredibly bad. The defense of the Cardinals isn't very good either. So that kind of has all the makings of what would be a back and forth, high scoring game. But then we have Jalen Hurts up against the Dallas Cowboys, right? Jalen Hurts has played well every single game, even in these tougher matchups. Kyler Murray, you kind of worry about the offense as a whole in Arizona, right? Cliff Kingsbury has really been struggling. This whole offense really can't get it going early on in the game. You have to wait until like halfway through the game for when Kyler Murray and that team really starts to step up. So I'm just going to go with Jalen Hurts. I think he's pretty safe at this point. You're going to be in a tough decision every week when you have Hurts and Kyler Murray because they're both so immensely talented. They're both guys that could easily be potentially top 3 quarterbacks at the end of the season. Maybe it doesn't seem like that right now for Kyler, but it is only week 6, right? There's still 11 more fucking games to go. So I think that we could see Kyler Murray finish inside the top 3, but I would just go Jalen Hurts. He seems a little bit safer right now. And again, I just can rely on him more than I can with Kyler Murray. Next up, we got Sam. Thank you for the super chat. Najee, J. Rob, Gordon III, Myers, or Judy. So here, we're going to go ahead and kind of just try to remove James Robinson from every situation possible. James Robinson looks like he's going to be losing his kind of upside to Travis Etienne because Travis Etienne has been seeing a lot more work in that offense. Now, does that mean necessarily that Travis Etienne is going to smash this week? Fuck no, baby. But I do believe that could mean that James Robinson is going to keep losing more value. Etienne keeps rising in value, and then James Robinson basically becomes irrelevant. So again, I'm not saying to fade James Robinson this week. I have to play him in my 14-team leagues. It's a fucking 14-team league, right? I don't have many other choices. DeAndre Swift is on bye. He's been hurt, so I got to play him. But in your situation, you don't have to. So you're going to go with Melvin Gordon the third, Sir Melvin Gordon the third. He's got a decent match up this week up against the LA Chargers. That run defense couldn't stop me if I was the running back. And then I'm going to go with Jacoby Myers. I'm in love with this matchup for Jacoby Myers. So we're going to go Melvin Gordon the third and Jacoby Myers. What's up, Connor? Thank you for the super chat. How you doing? Mostert or Benjamin. So I think about this in 2 different ways. We have roughly 7 zillion super chats. So the way I'm thinking about this is Mostert is incredibly safe. The Minnesota Vikings defense is pretty just okay, right? I'm not saying they're the best defense out there. They're also not the worst defense out there. It's not like Skylar Thompson's going to fucking slice them up like the Thanksgiving turkey, but it's also likely that the Vikings defense could potentially choke this game away up against the third string quarterback. Mostert runs for 100 yards for the first time since 2020 with the 49ers. He looked incredibly good. Chase Edmonds looked bad. We watched that game together up against the Bengals, and Chase Edmonds kept dropping the ball, and then they just kept feeding Mostert. So I really do think Mostert is the guy. But with Benjamin, with James Conner out, right? James Conner has been ruled out, correct? I'm just making sure. James Conner wrote a world. I don't want to say something, and then magically James Conner is going to fucking show up, and there's going to be the glass break like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. James Conner will not play. So James Conner is out. I was correct. So Benjamin is now the guy. The Williams, it's either Damian or Darrell Williams. I forget which one. That is the other running back in Arizona, is also out. So they're going to have to force feed the ball to someone. The Seattle defense isn't very good. So I would go with Benjamin. I think he has more upside. And I think they're both pretty safe options this week. So I'll just go with the guy with more upside in Benjamin. Pick 2, Jeff Wilson, Henderson, Hunt, Mostert, Thielen. Thank you for the super chat, Russell. I would go with Jeff Wilson for sure. He's my number 1 in that question. I think Jeff Wilson is always in for a pretty big game because of how much the 49ers like to run the ball. The Atlanta Falcons defense is as soft as baby shit. So I like Jeff Wilson. And then I think I would go with Henderson. Pretty close to me between Henderson and Hunt. Cam Akers is not going to be playing. The Carolina Panthers defense is definitely the bright spot on their team, but it's not like they are this crazy bright spot to where they are unstoppable. I would go with Jeff Wilson and Darrell Henderson. Cam Akers' ass is about to get traded. Maybe he's going to move in a trade. It's going to be like Christian McCaffrey for Darrell Henderson and like 3 picks or something. I don't know what they're going to do, but Cam Akers wants out. So I'm going to go with Jeff Wilson and Darrell Henderson. If you want to play Mostert, because Mostert might be a little bit safer, you can do that. But again, we talk about this a lot here, or I talk about this a lot. I always go for the upside plays, and I think that Darrell Henderson has higher upside than Mostert. Kyle Burks, hoping Miami does something at the trade deadline. Yes, Kyle, I do think that the Miami Dolphins are going to look to trade for one of those Carolina Panthers players defensively. I think they're going to look to potentially get a guy like CJ Henderson. I think they could look to move for that Bears defensive player who his name is escaping me, Roquan, who got hit sticked by Carson Wentz on Thursday Night Football. So I think the Miami Dolphins are going to do something at the trade deadline. It's hard to assume that something is going to happen at the trade deadline because the NFL is not like the NBA. In the NBA, there are players getting traded left and fucking right. There's crazy things happening. Whereas in the NFL, typically we all get like, oh, it's so hyped. The trade deadline comes at, for instance, for that day. I don't know what time it hits. Oh, this guy's going to get traded. This guy's going to get traded. And then absolutely nothing fucking happens. But I do think the Dolphins are going to do something before the deadline. I think they have to. They have to shore up the defense a little bit better. We need another corner. So that's why I'm thinking we trade for CJ Henderson. I'm hoping that's the case. I think Mike Gesicki's ass is grass at this point, Kyle. So that's kind of how I look at things. Alex, thank you for the super chat. Do we know if Mostert is playing? So based upon Roto World, NBC Sports Edge, Raheem Mostert knee is active week 6 against the Vikings. Mostert was questionable, but should handle the bulk of the work, though we do expect Edmonds to get involved this week. But again, Mostert is the guy. Mostert's definitely playing. They want to give Edmonds the ball because they didn't pay Edmonds all that money to just have him ride the fucking pine, but they also didn't pay him all that money for him to play as shit as he's been playing. So I think they give the ball to Mostert a little. They give the ball to Mostert mostly. That sounds weird to say, but Edmonds will mix in. Solid advice on Wentz, man. Thoughts on starting Gordon versus Jackson this week? You think Gordon will also play? Are you trolling me, Joey? Did I tell you to play Carson Wentz? Because I didn't like Carson Wentz very much, but some people had some really tough quarterback questions, and I definitely told at least one person to play Carson Wentz, right? I'm not going to be completely right on everything. But yeah, Wentz looked bad. He broke his fucking fingers. His hand was dangling. It looked really bad. So solid advice on Wentz. Thoughts on starting Gordon versus Jackson this week? Gordon versus Jackson. You think Gordon will play. Also pick 3, Gordon, Smith, Judy, Jackson. Am I dumb? Who the fuck is Jackson? Guys, am I having a immense brain fart right here? Because Gordon, to me, is Melvin Gordon. And Jackson, to me, is Lamar Jackson. Who the fuck is Jackson? All right, guys, we're going to have to look things up here. I must just be dumb because I can't figure this out. Someone's gonna tell me in the chat. Deion Jackson. Thank you, chat. You guys are smarter than I am. Deion Jackson. I'm an idiot. I know who Deion Jackson is. Okay, so thoughts on starting Gordon versus Deion Jackson. Thank you guys for helping me out. A bit of a brain fart. So Deion Jackson should be the guy in Indianapolis, but they are going to work in Philip Lindsay. Jonathan Taylor is out. That's why he's in our chat. And then we also see that Philip Lindsay is out. So that's going to lead to Deontay Johnson and Philip Lindsay splitting the carries. I think Deontay Jackson at this point does look slightly better than Philip Lindsay, but I don't think that unless you're in like a 14-team league, I don't think I'm wanting to rush Jackson into my lineup, so I definitely would be wanting to start Melvin Gordon over Jackson. Melvin Gordon appears like he's going to play. I know the game is on Monday Night Football, and you don't really ever know when it comes to Monday Night Football on a Sunday if someone's going to play. But I would tell you, I think there's about a 99% chance that Melvin Gordon does play. I think we're going to see a little bit more Latavius Murray. I think that could potentially derail the upside of Melvin Gordon, but I do think he's still play. So do you think Melvin Gordon will play? I do. Pick three: Gordon, Smith, Judy, and Jackson. Great question. So for me, pretty easy. You're going to go Gordon and Smith. And then outside of Gordon and Smith, now you're in a scenario where it's pretty up in the air, right? Because Judy has been good. He's also been bad because this Denver Broncos offense is not the best. Then you have Jackson, who's kind of an unknown commodity, right? He's kind of that bottle rocket. You throw him in your lineup, he might go crazy. He might not do much. I'm just going to go with Jerry Judy. I think there's brighter roads ahead. That's not really a saying, I don't think, but there's brighter games ahead for Jerry Judy and this Russell Wilson-led Denver Broncos team. So I'm going to go with the first three. We're going to go double Broncos. Shout out to O.J. Simpson, Melvin Gordon, Devonte Smith, and Jerry Judy. Roberto, thank you for the super chat. Pick two: Dylan, Pollard, Pierce, Eno, Henderson. Okay, so I like Pierce a decent amount, but I'm not going to say him. Pollard is really hit or miss. The team should be using Pollard more. They don't. They decide to use Zeke. So he's kind of out of the equation. Dylan is very, very hit or miss. And I think he might end up being a miss this week. So I think this is pretty easy for me. A layup. Benjamin for sure. Benjamin's going to be seeing a majority of the carries there. Everyone is hurt in Arizona in the running back room. So is going to see a boatload of touches. As long as he doesn't get hurt, knock on wood, he's going to see a shit ton of carries. And then Darrell Henderson, Cam Akers is out. They're playing the Panthers. This is the premier matchup to where Henderson should have a big game. So and Darrell Henderson. Mr. Otter, Jacoby Myers or T. Higgins. Not sure about T's injury. Yeah, Mr. Otter. So the way I look at this is that I think you want to be treating this like T. Higgins is completely boom or bust. That's just how I think of this situation. Like, T. Higgins might literally go out there for 20 snaps, be a fucking decoy, and then do nothing. Or he might go out there, play the whole game, and shit all over the defense that they're playing against. So it really is 50-50, hit or miss. So I think I would just go with Jacoby Myers. I think I would go with Jacoby Myers pretty heavily because I just don't trust T. Higgins. Now, Mr. Otter, if you're a little bit more dangerous than me, we always talk about this. I play fantasy football incredibly risky. I play to win the week. I play to win by 50 points. I don't want to win by 0.12 points, right? So I'm putting the highest upside roster possible into my lineup that I don't feel is crazy. This week, I'm sitting T. Higgins. I pussied out. I'm afraid of T. Higgins. I don't really want to play him because I think he might end up being a dud. And I think Jacoby Myers has pretty high upside as well. So it's not really even that tough of a question. A lot of Hankins, thank you for the super chat. Hello, Joe Mixon, Walker, or Benjamin. That is a incredibly tough question because those are three running backs that I like extremely this week. These are three running backs that I have ranked inside of the top 16, and you can only start one of them. So this is one of those questions where you're going to look back at the end of the week, and if you started the wrong one, you're going to feel like an idiot, and I'm going to feel like an idiot because I told you which one to start. So it really is on me. It has nothing to do with you right now. It is completely on me. So I'm going to think about this before I give you your answer and just like spout something out there that is just incorrect. So looking at my rankings right now, I have Joe Mixon ranked RB10. I have Walker RB12 and Benjamin RB15. So you rank them in the order that I would play them. Now, Mixon has been a play that has everything to do with volume and nothing to do with efficiency. This guy is the exact opposite of efficiency. He's inefficient. He rushes the ball and he gets nowhere, but he gets so many carries that he could rack up a super high point total if the Saints game is able to go high scoring, even with all the injuries to all the receivers of the Saints. So I'm going to go with Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon at this point feels like a nasty start, like he feels disgusting to play, but I think I have to go ahead and play Joe Mixon. I think he's going to see the most volume of the three, and I still think, even though he hasn't looked the best, he has the most upside out of the three. So we're going to go with Joe Mixon. Frank Grillo, I believe is how you say last name. If I said it wrong again, I'm an asshole. I apologize. Kirk, Lamb, Smith, pick two, also Lamar or Hurts. Great question. This week I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to go with Kirk and Lamb. I can't fade away from Christian Kirk. I cannot fade away from him. He had 2 bad games. I know if he shits the bed this week, then I'll put my hand up and say, "Oh, Nick was wrong. Nick was wrong because the guy sucked ass, right? Nick was wrong. Christian Kirk's ass, blah blah blah. He had 3 fluke games at the beginning of the season, right? I'll go ahead and I'll admit to it. I'll put my hand on the Bible and I'll say, blah blah blah, I was wrong. But right now, I believe that he's good, and no problem, Connor. I think that Christian Kirk's good. So I'm going to go with Kirk and I'm going to go with Lamb because I think Lamb is going to continue to get force fed the rock. I like Smith, but he's a little bit more risky. And then pick 2, Lamar or Hurts. I like Lamar's matchup a little bit better. I think Hurts is in a pretty good spot as well. They're ranked in my top 5. Both these guys are top 5 running backs in my rankings, but I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. Gustavo, thank you for the super chat. Sup, my guy. For tight end, Pitts, Knox, or Hurts. And for defense, should I stick with Baltimore or play the Bengals since nobody is playing for the Saints? Have a good one. Thank you, Gustavo. For tight end, I'm going to play Hayden Hurst. Look, Pitts is going to eventually have a good game. We're going to look like fucking idiots for benching him, but I don't trust him yet. I'm a risky player, but I don't know how many weeks can Kyle Pitts metaphorically beat the ever living shit out of you before you're like, you know what? I don't want that anymore. I don't want that abuse. And that's just how I feel. I feel like Kyle Pitts is abusing me. So I'm going with Hayden Hurst. And then Baltimore or Bengals. Let me think real quick. I hate how when you type in fucking Baltimore, like I'm just trying to see like the matchup. I think I would go with I still think I'd go with the Ravens because I just think the Giants offense is worse than even the Saints with all those backups in the game. But it is very close. I think I'd go with the Ravens. I think the Ravens might turn the ball over, get a couple of turnovers in that game. So I'm going Hurst and Baltimore. 127 Entertainment, Alec Pierce or Drake London. They seem to be going in opposite directions. And then Sutton, Thielen, or Duvernay with Bateman out. Pick 2. Thanks, bro. Okay, so yeah, I agree with you. They do seem to be going in opposite directions. It's not necessarily Drake London's fault. He's still seeing a very large target share. It's just the Atlanta Falcons offense is very bad. So I would still go with Drake London, though. I get why you might want to play Alec Pierce. If Alec Pierce has another big game, then we're going to have to keep moving Alec Pierce up the rankings. But I still see London being peppered with targets. And then Sutton, Thielen, or Duvernay. I would go with Sutton and Thielen. I do like Duvernay, but again, Duvernay isn't like this crazy player. Like he's really boom or bust. He might see 4 targets and get 120 yards. He might see 4 targets and have 30 yards. I think I'm just going to go with the safer commodity in Thielen, who I think has decent amount of upside against the Dolphins because our defense is beaten to shit. So Drake London, Sutton, and Thielen. Tim asks, thank you for the super chat. Waddle, Juju, or Duvernay with Bateman out. A lot of Duvernay questions. I think Duvernay is a pretty interesting play this week, but I think I would still lean with Jalen Waddle. And he waddled away, waddle, till the very next day. Bum, 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 bada, bum. Now, obviously, we did see that last week things were not sweet for Jalen Waddle. 2 weeks in a row where shit was not sweet for him. He did not have a great game or 2 bad games. But I think this week he bounces back. Look, Skylar Thompson's going to have to throw him the ball. And I think if Skylar Thompson ends up playing incredibly bad, then they're just going to bench him for Teddy Two Gloves. So I'm going with Waddle. Waddle's just too good to be playing this bad with a backup quarterback. But hey, if Waddle shits the bed this week, I know you donated. You want him to play good this week. I want him to play good too. If he shits the bed this week, though, you have to roll him out next week up against the Steelers because Tua will be back. I am going with Jalen Waddle, though, and I'm still confident in him. Tony, thank you for the super chat. Full PPR pick 2, Kamara, Stevenson, or Hall. Pretty easy for me. I'm going to go with Alvin Kamara and Ramondre Stevenson. Without Damian Harris, Ramondre Stevenson is going to be seeing a crazy amount of carries. Alvin Kamara, even last week, Taysom Hill scores 1,000,000 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara still has a huge game. I have to go with Alvin Kamara and Stevenson. Hall is close, but I would go Stevenson and Alvin Kamara. Kyle, still play Boyd even though Higgins is active? Great question there. I would still play Boyd because I don't think Higgins is going to be getting that much work. Now, I could be completely wrong, right? I could be off. Higgins plays amazing. Definitely possible. But right now, I think the exact opposite is going to happen. I think Higgins is going to play, and he's not going to do much. So I would be trying to jam Boyd into my lineup actively. So that's just how I view this situation. So I want Boyd. I don't want anything to do with Higgins. I'm trying to take Higgins out of my lineups right now. Joey, thank you for the super chat. It was solid advice, my man. Saved my week. Thanks. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I saved your week by telling you not to play fucking Carson Wentz. And guys, just so you know, you don't have to super chat to get your question answered. I just answer all the super chats first. It would be a dick move if someone donates $2, $5, however much people send. Again, I'm not going to shame you for only donating $1. It is what it is, right? I'm still going to answer your question. But if you donate, then it's like guaranteed to answer your question. Because I feel like a dick if I don't answer your question if you send me money. So, Joey, I'm glad I helped you out. And I hope you can win your week this week, baby. What's up, Max Bolognese? How you doing, my man? Alec Pierce versus Pittman, Mostert, Stephen Moore, and London in the flex. At this point, I think you still have to think Pittman's better. Pittman, look, he was banged up. He had a great game last time they played up against the Jaguars. He had a really good game. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and still lean Pittman. And then Mostert, Moore, or London. I think it's Mostert by like a quarter mile. We know Mostert's volume. We know he's going to be getting the rock. The Vikings defense isn't the best against the run. I'm going to go ahead and go with Mostert for me. So Mostert over Moore and London, and I'd go with Pittman over Pierce. Thank you for all of these super chats. Morning, Nick Lazard or Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers by roughly $1 million. I like Jacoby Myers significantly more than I like the other player, Alan Lazard. I think Alan Lazard's not a bad start, but I definitely would prefer to have the other player. I got to get T. Higgins. T. Higgins is already out of my lineup. I took him out. I fucking yanked him out of here. Guys, I have a team real quick. I'm going to answer your super chat in a second, Kumo. Thank you again. I have a team. My team is Geno Smith, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Chris Godwin, CeeDee Lamb, Taysom Hill, and Cortland Sutton. My bench is Kareem Hunt, Damian Pierce, Miles Sanders, Bateman, Higgins, and Darren Waller. And this team is 1-4. Makes me want to cry a little. Kumo, thank you for the super chat, my man. I really appreciate you. See you every week. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Oh, I fucking went out of focus. Let me fix that real quick. Some cocksucker is mowing his lawn outside of my house, and it is quite loud. I hope you guys can't hear that. Higgins or Gordon for the flex in PPR? Thanks, man. All right, Kumo. So on most weeks, the answer is Higgins. But I think this week, you kind of... Now, look, everyone here is going to be with me in getting this wrong. If I tell you this and we all fade Higgins, Higgins might literally go crazy. And I fully understand that possibility. Like, when I'm thinking about this situation, when I'm assessing it in my brain, I know there is a chance that T. Higgins legitimately scores 30 fucking points. But I also understand that Higgins might shit the bed mightily. He might go out there, see 20, 30 routes or snaps, I guess would be the better way to say things. 20, 30 snaps, gets 2 targets, 20 yards. Or goes out there and he's literally just invisible. John Cena style, you can't see him, and he does nothing. There's also a chance he plays the whole game. He's perfectly healthy, and he absolutely dismantles the Saints defense. Which one is it going to be, Nick? I don't know. I don't know because I don't know how hurt he is. Now, normally, I would just say roll out Higgins. But when you have other options that are good enough, I just roll with the other option. So Melvin Gordon should be the lead back in Denver. I don't think necessarily his role is super safe because they do have other players on the team, right? It's not like they just have Melvin Gordon. They have Latavius Murray, who they brought in. They have Mike Boone, but I still think that Gordon is the guy. So we're going to go with Gordon over Higgins. I hope I'm not wrong on Higgins because this is going to hurt. Tua in for Hurts week 7 in the bye. Thanks. Yes, Tua revenge game week 7 up against that bastard Brian Flores. Tua probably could have played this week. I mean, he cleared protocol. I think the Dolphins are just trying to be as safe as possible. They're not trying to have some media disaster where Tua goes out there, someone taps him in the head, and then the whole league is people are screaming, "Oh my God, why is Tua out there?" Meanwhile, Justin Fields looked like he just went through war, looked like the guy got shot. He's out there just balling. He's fine. I don't know. The league's a little bit crazy. I think Tua's going to have a great game against the Steelers. The Steelers defense is without TJ Watt. They're likely to be without their safety, Minka Fitzpatrick, who's incredibly good. He used to be on the Dolphins. So I think Tua's in for a really big game against the Steelers. The Steelers defense just hasn't showed me much. The Steelers defense just got absolutely torched by whoever they were playing last week, the Bills. I think they're going to get torched this week against I think they're going to get torched this week as well. So I don't really think that the Steelers defense really stands much of a chance up against Tua, Tyreek, Waddle, all those guys. So yeah, Tua's a good start next week. Hey, Goat, what's up, Shane? How you doing, my man? Jeff Wilson or Kenneth Walker? Great question. Great question. And it was such a great question that now I have to blow my nose. Fuck, I blew my nose and now I'm out of focus again. God damn it, Bobby. Oh, I should not have done that on camera, but it is what it is. My alternate angle. You guys can see my closet that's wide open. The alternate angle. I should just get two angles going at once. That'd be pretty funny. But yeah, so Jeff Wilson or Kenneth Walker. Let's go with Kenneth Walker. But the way I look at this is two different ways. Jeff Wilson, significantly safer. Jeff Wilson, you put him in your lineup, you know what he's going to do. He's going to play pretty good. Is he going to necessarily smash for you? More than likely, he's never going to smash and be like a top five back, but he's going to get carries. Then you look at Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker is now the guy in Seattle. They have a great plus matchup up against the Cardinals. Kenneth Walker was drafted very highly in the NFL draft for a reason, and that is because they are going to give him the carries. So my answer is going to be Kenneth Walker. I think Jeff Wilson is safer, but again, we go for the upside in fantasy football. We don't necessarily just play everything safe. So we're going to go with big man Kenny Walker this week. I like his upside in this game, and I think he has a pretty solid showing. So we're going to go with Kenneth Walker. Thank you for the super chat. Not a lotas, not a lots shop. Ask your question in the chat. I will answer. What's up, Silver? What's up, Big Dick Nick? What's up, my man? I just needed to hear for that someone say Gordon. I thought I was crazy, so I knew I wasn't crazy. No, you're not crazy, man. You are not crazy. Trust me. All right. Jerry Judy or DJ Moore? I'd go with Judy. Actually, I'd go DJ Moore. Deontay Johnson or CH? I would go with CH. Cowboys defense or the Vikings defense? I would go with. I think I'd go with the Cowboys. Make sure you ask a question. Not a lot of shop or not a lot's shop. Sorry, I can't fucking talk right now. Let's see here. Taysom Hill, Kobe Myers, Darrell Henderson, pick two. I'm going Hendo and Myers. Need a quarterback, Brissett, Ryan, Wilson, or Pickett. I'd go with Brissett. I'd go with Brissett. Once I guess. Uh, Alrighty. Alex, thank you for the super chat. And then not a lot. I'm going to get to your question right now. Pickens, Judy, or London today? I'm going to go with Pickens. Pickens has been force-fed the ball by Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett doesn't look like the best quarterback on earth. I understand. He has not played very good at all. But at the end of the day, I'm still pretty confident in him as a player. I do think that Kenny Pickett is just going to get the ball. He's going to have these big games. So I'm going to go ahead and lean with Kenny Pickett. Not Kenny Pickett, George Pickens. Sorry, they have similar last names. Makes it a little confusing. But I'm definitely going to go with George Pickens. He just continues to get a very high target share, and that just means, in my opinion, that that's going to keep up. There's a reason why they practice together all of training camp. It's because they're going to work together very well. So Pickens over Judy and London today. Not a lot. Sorry if I said your name wrong 50 times. I'm a dumbass, as we've stated. Thoughts on McKenzie, flex PPR, Boyd, Juju, or Boyd? Did you mean Boyd, Juju, or McKenzie? Maybe. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Yeah, that's facts, guys. We need more likes on the stream. Otherwise, I'm going to turn the stream off. I can't do that because I'm obligated to be here. I can't just fucking leave. It'd be a dick move if I left you guys. But get out of here, sex bot. Tinder, a hot XYZ. Get the fuck out of here, pal. See you later, buddy. See you later, pal. So my thoughts here is that I like Boyd the most out of that group because I feel as though Tyler Boyd is going to have a big spot because I think T. Higgins is banged up. Now, again, T. Higgins might completely eviscerate you and have a huge game, but I don't really see that happening. I think he's going to be kind of a decoy. So we're going to go with Boyd. And then after that, we are going to go with I like Juju a decent amount because of the matchup, but he's also not been very consistent at all. So I think you kind of want to stay away from Juju. McKenzie is pretty hit or miss. I think McKenzie could have a pretty big game. But again, it's just because of the matchup. They have so many weapons there. It is kind of hard to predict. If you're in a deeper league, I think you can start McKenzie. But my answer to this question, if I had to choose between all three, I'd go with Boyd pretty heavily. Thank you for this super chat. That comes in here every stream, I notice, Nick. No, it's different ones, Rise Above Everything, which is the crazy thing. They have so many different ones. I've banned most of them, and then they just come back. It's a vicious cycle. Very vicious cycle where the porn bots keep coming back to me, despite me kicking them out. You hate to see it. Full PPR, Flex, Elliott, Juju, McKenzie. I would go with Juju. Need two, Kirk Cousins. Not Kirk Cousins. Kirk Johnson, McKenzie, Lazard. I'm going Kirk and Johnson. Full PPR, need to flex McKenzie, J.K. Dobbins, or Jones. I'd go J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, that's facts, Spock. The sex bot wanted to get a nice tease going with Bobby Sylvester in this chat. 2 flex spots: Alec Pierce, Zay Jones, Rashad White, Michael Carter, Jalen Warren, Josh Kelly. Great question. I know you put the dots, Benny, because you're like, damn, this is a tough question, right? These guys aren't the best players, but I think you do have 2 bright spots here. Josh Kelly's interesting because he's been seeing a lot more carries for the Chargers. But again, do you really project him? Like, if you're not down bad, right? If your team is not absolutely in the ditch, there's really no reason to be doing that. Really no reason to be doing that. So we are going to go ahead and go with the safer bets here, right? The safer bets that also have a decent amount of upside. So we are going to go with Alec Pierce for sure. Alec Pierce continues to see a lot of touches. Alec Pierce continues to be a guy that gets a decent amount of usage with the team. Now, could it all come fucking spiraling down this week? Maybe, but I still think he's going to get usage. And then Zay Jones. Zay Jones keeps getting targets for the Jaguars. They're playing up against each other this week. Now, Zay Jones might see 11 targets and only catch 3 of them, but Trevor Lawrence has been playing significantly worse than he played at the start of the season. I think he's bound to bounce back. So I want to go with Alec Pierce and Zay Jones. The only other guy that I'm remotely wanting to start is Michael Carter, but I don't think he's as good as either of those guys. So Pierce and Zay Jones for me. Are we trusting Higgins? Fuck no, baby. No, I don't trust Higgins at all. Not even remotely. Now, again, I don't think he's going to shit the bed and be this awful player. I think he could shit the bed and be this awful player, which is why I'm kind of worried. I'm just not 100% sure that he's going to be the guy that ends up just smashing this week. Like, he really screwed us last week, and I'm not too sure I could take that heartache again. Now, if you're in a must-win situation, right, and you're going up against an opponent that looks like they are going to dog you out, right, where they look like they are going to absolutely take your team and use them as a fuck doll, then maybe you want to go ahead and go with Higgins, right? Because Higgins has the upside, but right now we're not going to go with Higgins. I don't trust him one bit. Full PPR, start Ayuk or Deion Jackson is his name. I called him Deontay Jackson. I don't know this guy's fucking name, I guess. But if we're looking at things realistically, right? Ayuk is going to get you 8 points, could get you 15. He does not move the needle for me at all. He's one of those guys where you play him, you just accept he's not going to win you your week, but you're also accepting that, hey, he's probably not going to screw me over. They play the Falcons this week, so maybe that's the narrative you want to ride upon, right? Ayuk, incredibly safe, going up against the Falcons. Maybe this is his superstardom big game where he just absolutely wins you the week, right? I don't see that happening. Just straight up, I don't see that happening. My fucking camera unfocused again. I don't see that happening one bit. Don't even think that is remotely something that's going to happen, but there are people that like Ayuk a lot. I'm personally going to go with Deion Jackson. He's certainly way more risky. And if you don't want to be super risky, just go with Ayuk. Deion Jackson might legitimately score 20 points. He could score 3, but I'm going with the upside. Yeah, and I agree. Ayuk is safe, like Benny's saying. Ayuk is very safe, but I'm a lot more risky. So I'm going to go Jackson. I think he's better than Philip Lindsay. Najee Harris is running back 61 in efficiency. The Bucks allow the second fewest fantasy points to running backs. Beware. Of course, I don't even think, dude, Najee Harris could go up against me on defense. Like, it could be 11 clones of myself, and I still don't think I would start Najee Harris in most situations. Alec Pierce or London or McKenzie? Great question. All right. So, realistically thinking here, I think London is the most talented player in that group. And I still think I'm leaning London over Pierce, but London's matchup is pretty tough against the 49ers. So, Sean, I'm going to go London. But let's be honest here. If you want to be a lot more safe and you want similar upside, you can go with Alec Pierce. I'm still going to go London, but I'm starting to panic on London. And I think I'm going to talk myself off the ship here. And we're not going to go London. We're going to go with Alec Pierce over London. I talked myself off of him. I like him a decent amount. I'm still playing London in my leagues. Hands up. I'm still playing him. But I think I'd go with Alec Pierce over him. Caroline, Waddle, or Gabe Davis. Got to go with Gabe. Money has 100. Mooney had 140 targets this year. I'm just holding him and waiting. Dude, I've given up on him just because Justin Fields isn't very good. Dubes or Judy PPR. Thank you for the super chat. I'm going with Romeo Dobbs. Let's see. Okay, so what I was trying to say here is I was trying to read something off my phone and then I was trying to answer this question. So a report just came out. What the fuck? Where'd it go? Okay, the Rams are actively trying to trade running back Cam Akers, and he's unlikely to ever play again for LA. Even if they can't trade him, the belief is that he's played his last snap for the team. Yikes. Yikes. If you have Cam Akers, yikes. Yikes. So back to your question here, Dobbs or Judy? I'm going with Dobbs. Dobbs had a bad game last week. That whole team kind of shit the bed in England. I'm thinking they have a big bounce back spot this week. I'm thinking not necessarily that they shit all over whoever they're playing against, but I do think that they have a pretty big game. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Dobbs. I just think Dobbs bounces back and has a pretty solid showing. Okay. So we're going to go with Dobbs. Again, I think Judy's decent. We've seen Judy, but I think Dobbs' upside is higher. I think Dobbs also has a better matchup than Judy. The Chargers defense hasn't been very good at all. I'll just keep it a buck with you. They haven't been very good, but I do think that they're going to play better eventually. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Romeo Dobbs. I think he's just a little bit safer too at this point. So Dobbs is my answer, Roderick. Thank you for the super chat. Real quick, we have been streaming already for 45 minutes. Make sure you hit that like button. I got to give you guys a quick word for our friends and our sponsor. I'm pointing out it right now. DraftKings. We're officially the big boys. We get a nice DraftKings ad. Bet $5+ on any sport pre-game money line, and you'll receive $200 in free bets if your team wins. Now, your team has to win, but if they win, you get $200 in free bets. To activate that offer, you just got to click on the link in the video description. Again, your bet has to win. It has to win to get the free $200 in free bets. So, my advice earlier on in the week was to go with college football, but college football already passed on Saturday. So now we got to go with the NFL. So my favorite picks this week, money line. I know it's not going to net you too much money when you actually bet on them and you win, but you're not really necessarily betting the $5 to try to make $50. You're betting it because you're guaranteed to get $200 in free bets if they win. So you're going to go with the Rams up against the Panthers or the Bucks up against the Steelers, in my opinion. Those are the two best bets. Make sure you check out that offer on DraftKings. Again, not many fucking apps are trying to give you, or websites are trying to give you a free $200, right? Your league fees might be $200. You could straight up win your league fees on DraftKings by just entering $5. And then after you get the free bets, you just make those bets. Hopefully you win those, and then you take the money out and then pay your league fees. That's just a way to look at things. Make sure you guys do check that out. Again, sportsbooks aren't trying to give out free money, so make sure you guys do check out DraftKings Sportsbook. Link in the video description. Dylan or Mostert? Pretty easy for me. I'm going with Mostert. Flight Zone music. The reason why I'm going with Mostert is because the guy has just been getting a lot of carries. He's seeing a lot of work in this offense, and I trust him. With A.J. Dillon, he could see a lot of work. He could see a little bit of work, and neither of those outcomes would surprise me because of the fact that this offense is just so good and they have Aaron Jones. They have Aaron Jones. Mostert has Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds has looked like absolute dog shit. So I'm going to go with Mostert. I trust Mostert more. I am invested in Mostert. I want him on my team. So we're going to go ahead and go with him. We're going to go with Raheem, the Dream, Mostert over A.J. Dillon. And again, that's pretty easy for me to say. Next question here. Stu Money says, do I run Higgins? Look, Stu Money, I'm going to be honest with you. I am not playing Higgins this week. I'm just simply not doing it. I don't necessarily think it's a crazy person move to play Higgins, but I do think that when I am looking to do things like this, when I'm looking to make the best lineup possible every single week, I think Higgins should not be in that lineup. I don't trust him one bit. I just think that he might shit the bed. He might have a crazy game, but he might shit the bed. I tweeted this on Twitter. If you don't follow me, it's at Notorious FNTSY. I tweeted that, let me read the exact tweet. Higgins is either going to score 25 or 0 points, and we are all just going to have to accept that. It's true. It's very true. He's either going to play amazing or really bad. If you have a lot of balls, you have some big balls, Tinder sex bot, get the fuck out of my chat. Then go ahead and play him. But I'm not playing him. I've taken him out of all my lineups. So if you would ride with what my genuine advice is, and that is to take him out of your lineup. So I'm not running with Higgins. Unless your other option is like some garbage can. Flight Zone Music, Thielen or Hunt? Great question. Hunt is always in the situation of a guy that could have a humongous game. But Chubb has looked so good that it really, to me, scares me off of Kareem Hunt. So I'm going to go with Adam Thielen. I think Adam Thielen's going to continue to see more touches. I think he's pretty safe. So is Hunt. But I think Thielen's floor is significantly higher, and they both have a pretty similar ceiling. So I'll just go with the higher floor guy. I'm going to go with Adam Thielen over Hunt. Legendary One, thank you for the super chat, my man. Saw you asked a question. Let me find it. Start one. Flex. Start one, flex one, sit one. Higgins, Rondell Moore, Myers, or Mostert. So I'm going to rank these guys in order of my confidence of them, and that's how we're going to rank them. I think it's a little bit easier for me to just tell you how confident I am in each player. And that's how we get things done. Sorry that my nose is a little bit stuffy. I apologize. Let's see here. So we're going to go with, I'm going to rank these guys in my confidence level. Jacoby Myers is 1. Mostert is 2. Then Moore, then Higgins. So if I'm only starting 1, I'm starting Myers. If I'm starting 2, I'm starting Myers and Mostert. That's how I answer things. And then Higgins and Rondell Moore are like DFL, dead fucking last. I don't trust them very much. Pitts against a hurt San Fran defense or Irv Smith. This is the question where I think I'm going back to the well with Pitts, because I don't love Irv Smith. I don't think Irv Smith is very good. So I just feel a little bit more comfortable playing the other guys here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Pitts. Again, Pitts has felt disgusting. You never really want to play Pitts. But at the end of the day here, we are now in week 6. It's almost week 7. And Pitts has been this bad. But again, I just don't trust Irv Smith. So we're going to have to fade away from Irv Smith. I just can't do it. No problem, Legendary One. Harris or Mostert, pretty easy for me. We're going with Mostert. Harris has been a disaster. Spock brought that up before. I don't remember the exact stat that Spock gave us, but the stat itself probably made you quiver. If you have Najee Harris, he just has not been good. Mostert is going to be given the opportunities. We've already talked about this. Mostert seems like he is in for a big smash spot here, so I'm going with Raheem, the Dream, Mostert over Najee Harris. And again, it is not even relatively close. What's up, Nick? What's up, Ramsey? Why? Need help on my flex in the 20 league, pick 2. Coleman, 20-team league. Coleman, oh, Jesus. Okay, pretty easy for me. I'm going Zay Jones and Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman has receiving upside. They're playing up against the Falcons. And then Zay Jones is like just a normal fine start in like a 12-team league. So thank you, sir. No problem. Thank you guys. No problem. Thank all you guys. Who do I start? Myers or Smith? Myers for me. Chat help. Sanders or Ayuk is my flex. Sanders for me. Waddle or Lockett? I'm going with Lockett this week. Waddle or Lockett? Lockett. Pitts or Conklin? I would go with Pitts in that scenario. Hunt or Dobbins? Dobbins. Moore or Boyd? Moore. CH or Walker? I'd go with Walker. On DraftKings, Nick, do you play the $5? Where do you go? Okay. So, rise above everything. You click the link in the description, you deposit $5, you play the $5 on any team's money line. So again, I would just suggest picking some team that is, you know, going to win in your head. So like the Steelers probably get absolutely destroyed. So you bet against the Steelers, and then you could bet on the Rams against Carolina, and then you will get the $5 plus whatever you win. You're not going to win a lot of money. You get like $2 extra because they're huge favorites. And then you'll receive in the next like 24 hours $200 in free bets as long as that bet wins. So you need the team to win in order to get the free bets. And then you just bet through the $200 of free bets, and then you can just, if you don't want to ever bet again, you can just take the money out. Basically, you can turn $500 into, or $5 into a couple $100. That's just how I look at things. And again, most websites don't just want to give you free money all the time, but DraftKings is willing to do that. So that's why I advise you guys check that out. Oh, the link in the chat. Let me find where the link is. The link has got to be in the description. It is in the description, I think. Let me make sure. Kirk or Jeff Wilson? Jeff Wilson. Let me make sure that. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the stream. I don't know how many likes we have, but it's definitely not enough. Definitely not enough. Let me just make sure the link is in the description. We're almost at 21,500 subscribers. I really appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys for all subscribing and all that. It means a lot to me. Hopefully we can get to like 24,000 by the end of the season. That'd be awesome. And then next year, hopefully we can hit 50K because I want to go hard in the summer yet again. Try to acquire as many views as possible. Have a great time. So Jeff Wilson for me over Kirk. Yeah, the link is in the description of today's video stream. Press 1 if you like. That's a fact. Hit 1 if you liked. So yeah, the link is in the description. Start 3. Debo, Sutton, Lockett, Godwin. We're gonna go with let's go with Debo, Godwin, and Lockett. There's a Lockett in my pocket skirt. Next, I'm looking for it. I can't find it. It is in the description of the video. It should be like the first thing in the description. It says like bet with DraftKings or something like that. My fucking computer's on like literal like lag mode 9,000, so I can't find it right now. But I will send in the chat for you. Hey baby, pick 2: Melvin, Benjamin, Pickens, or McKenzie. I'm going with Benjamin and Pickens. Benjamin and Pickens for me. All right, my stream. Lockett or Myers? I'm going with Lockett this week. All right, so Rise Above Everything. It's in the description of the video. It says Notorious Fantasy Nick Lepri goes live, and then it says sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, and the link is the top link in the description. Okay, so Myers or Lockett? I think I would go with Lockett. Lockett just continues to be a really safe option for fantasy football, and I'm just going to keep going with him. Myers also seems pretty safe. Oh, man. Let me just check my rankings really quick because I know I have them close. I think I might lean Myers, though, so I'm trying to think really quick, and my phone just went off, of course. I have Lockett at 13, Myers at 19. So we're going to go with Lockett. We're going to keep my ranking. He's going to go with them because I do believe in them. We are going to go with Tyler Lockett. Geno Smith has looked unreal. Tyler Lockett has looked really good. DK Metcalf still better than Lockett, but not by this crazy wide margin. I'm going with Lockett. A little bit late, CH, Benjamin, Singletary, James Robinson. I would go with CH and Benjamin. Zay Jones, Alec Pierce, or MVS, Alec Pierce. Hey, baby, Melvin and Benjamin for me. Brees Hall or Miles Sanders, Brees Hall. Kicker question. No Carlson this week. Would you rather Bucker, Joseph, Myers, or Lutz? Is Bucker playing? I'm not sure. I would go with Lutz. That's how I'm starting my league without Carlson. Start two, Henderson, Etienne, or Dobbins. I'm going Henderson and Dobbins. Since Olave is out, Boyd or DJ Moore, I'm going with Boyd. Harris or AJ Dillon. Melvin and Benjamin. Trade Gordon for Demont. Yes. Pitts or Hurst. I'd go Hurst. Everett or Disley. I'm going Everett. Higgins, Gallup, or McKenzie. I'm going McKenzie. Am I crazy for starting Najee over ETN? No, I don't think you're crazy. Higgins or Pittman, boss. I'm going Pittman. Eno or Walker. Darrell Henderson or ETN. Darrell Henderson. Much love, bro. Start one, sit one. Eno, Jeff Wilson. Henderson, RB2 and flexes. Okay, so I'm starting. I'm going to rank these guys for you. It's going to be Jeff Wilson, Eno Benjamin, Henderson, and then Devin Singletary. So Eno and oh no, actually wait, Jeff Wilson's in there too. So it's Eno, then it's going to be Jeff Wilson, then Henderson, then Singletary. So Eno and Jeff Wilson are my two favorite there. Thank you, Stu Money, Mostert or Jeff Wilson. I really appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and go with Jeff Wilson. I'm going with Jeff Wilson, not because I think Jeff Wilson's necessarily a smash above Mostert, but because I feel like he's pretty safe. So I'm going to go with Jeff Wilson. I think Mostert's pretty safe as well. I just think Jeff Wilson has the better game environment up against the Falcons. Like the Falcons defense is just dog shit. So I think Jeff Wilson has the higher upside to have a really big game. So we're going to go ahead and go with Jeff Wilson over Mostert. It is pretty close, but I'm going to lean Jeff Wilson. Won't let me send super chat, CB. This is a problem multiple people have had. I'm having someone right now. Look at this. So I'm having multiple people that work with us try to figure this out. It should be resolved soon. I don't think it's your fault. I think it's just YouTube being fucking stupid. So I apologize for that. I don't know why I won't let you send the super chat. I don't think it's even your fault. Garrett Wilson or DJ Moore? I'm going DJ Moore. Trevor Kane here. Pick two, Melvin, Benjamin, Pickens, McKenzie. I think I'm going to go Benjamin and Pickens. Aaron Rodgers or Trevor Lawrence? I would go with Rodgers. Best FanDuel quarterback on Stack? Depends. I mean, fucking Josh Allen's going to eat all the ownership. I think technically Geno is the best. Thank you very much, Nigel. JJ, Hall, Knox. So Justin Jefferson, Hall, and Knox for Kelsey, Pierce, and Swift. Okay. So you're getting a worse receiver. You're getting a better running back, and you're getting a better tight end. So you're getting 2 out of 3 players that are better than what you traded. So I would prefer Kelsey, Pierce, and Swift. Having Kelsey this year appears to be a humongous advantage, an astronomical advantage over the rest of your league. It just proves that it's huge. That having that big defense or having that big tight end, I should say, is huge because like there's weeks where Kelsey's scoring fucking significantly more points than the tight end 5, tight end 6. So you're in a huge advantage if you have Kelsey, especially over Knox. So Kelsey, Pierce, and Swift is the answer for me. I think we should see Swift return next week. Pierce, even if it's Alec Pierce or Damian Pierce, doesn't matter to me. I'm still doing that trade regardless. So I'm accepting that trade, Nigel, very easily. I'd rather have Kelsey, Pierce, and Swift very heavily. Very heavily. Can BB shut down Chubb or LA shut Russ down? I think it's more likely that Bill Belichick does not shut down Chubb. I think it's impossible to shut down Chubb at this point. He's just going to run the ball up your ass roughly 7,000 times. I think there's a chance LA shuts Russ down. There's a better chance LA shuts Russ down over Chubb getting shut down by Bill Belichick. That's how I see things. Henderson, Mostert, or Robinson. Thank you, Stu Money, again. So James Robinson is not necessarily at the I'm not playing you phase for me, but he's kind of at the phase where it's like, do I actually want to play him? Probably not. So I'm kind of just staying away from him at this point. So I think I think I'm going to go with Henderson over Mostert. It's incredibly close, but I'm going to go with Henderson over Mostert. That's what we gonna do. That's what we gonna do. We're gonna go with Henderson over Mostert. It is close, but we're gonna ultimately go with Henderson. All right. Let's run this shit one more time. Then I gotta put all my lineups in. So we're gonna go with Henderson. Rock out with my cock out. Thank you for the super chat. PPR Olave out. Pick up Callaway, DPJ, Noah Brown, Slayton, or Hardman. I'm going to pick up Darius Slayton and play him. This wide receiver core in New York is fucking decimated. They don't really have anyone. So I think your best bet is just attacking that offense. The Giants offense has definitely been significantly better than I thought that they would be. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick up Darius Slayton. I think he's the best option. Hardman's decent because of the matchup. Callaway and DPJ are kind of no-goes. I'm just going to go with Slayton this week and hope that it ends up working out for me. I'm going to just have to go Slayton. I'm going to just have to do it. So we're going to go with Slayton for me. Again, I don't think it's necessarily even close. A lot of Hankins, thank you very much. Rodgers or Jimmy G? We're going to have to go with Rodgers. I like Rodgers' matchup better. I think Jimmy G has a decent game, but I think Rodgers has the upside to just completely smash. T. Higgins running with the ones and 7-on-7 drills. So like I said, guys, we're going to get absolutely cooked by T. Higgins. He's either going to go crazy or have a big game. This is tough. But yeah, I'm going with Rodgers pretty easily over Jimmy G. Jimmy G just is not impressive at all. He doesn't really do anything for me. I'm going to go with Rodgers. Chris Godwin or Christian Kirk? I'm going Godwin. McKenzie, Etienne, or Pittman. AJ Dillon or Njoku. Melvin, Benjamin, Pickens, Isaiah McKenzie. I'm going with Benjamin and Pickens. AK or Chubb. I'm going with Kamara. Kittle or Everett. Drake London or Judy, London. Dobbins or Duvernay. I'm going with Dobbins. Steve Gill, thank you for the super chat sticker. Make sure that you ask a question in the chat and I'll answer for you right here. Thank you, Steve. Hey, broski, pick 2. Need running back 2 in a flex. Najee, J-Rob, Deion Jackson, and Dubes. All right, great question. We're going to go with RB2 in a flex. I'm going to go with Dobbs for sure. I want Dobbs in my lineup. And then I think I'm going to go with same guy in every lineup. I'm going Dobbs for sure. And then I think I go Najee Harris because, like, at least we know how much volume he's going to get. Like, J-Rob might see no volume. Deion Jackson might be a disaster. So we're going to go Najee and Dobbs. Kind of gross, but that's what we're going to have to do. That's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to go Najee and Dobbs, or Dubs, how the fuck you say his name. Russ and Singletary for Brady. Yes, I do that. Higgins or Gordon? Gordon, would you start Higgins even though he was questionable? Look, I'll keep saying this. I have no fucking idea what to think about Higgins. Higgins might be an absolute fucking bust. Higgins might be the reason why you win your whole entire fucking matchup, right? Higgins has the upside to be amazing. He also has the downside of just being absolutely awful because he is just not going to see enough work. So again, it's really just up to you. How big are your balls? How risky are you going to be? Personally, I'm not trying to be super risky and play him. So I'm sitting Higgins this week. Nick, for the 100th time, Henderson, CH, or Dobbs, please. I'm going CH. And just so you know, I'm not trying to actively avoid any of your questions. I'm literally just clicking around. just clicking around. Pittman or Jeff Wilson for the flex? I would go with Jeff Wilson at this point. Again, it's nothing against Pittman. I think Pittman's gonna have a decent game, but I'm gonna go with Jeff Wilson. I like Jeff Wilson a little bit more. That's just how I see things. So we're gonna go with Jeff Wilson Jr. over Michael Pittman. DJ Moore or Dobbs? I'd go Dobbs. Licky Amagasicki. Taysom Hill, Thielen, Goddard. I'm going double tight end, Hill and Goddard. Harrison Bucker. Patriots or Bengals? Bengals. CH or Thielen? CH. Should I drop Judy for London or London for Jacoby? If you need Jacoby, drop Judy. Waddle or Devonte Smith? I'd go Waddle. Rank by starting team: Herbert, Jamar, Diggs, CH, Benjamin, Everett, Thielen, kicker. That team looks really good. It says like 9 out of 10. Madison or Latavius Murray? I have one to play. Okay, go with Madison. Knox or Pitts? Pitts. Harris or Dylan? Dylan. Thanks for as always, my dude. No problem. Pickens or Judy? I'm going Pickens. Hopkins and Gordon for Devonte. Suspension incoming. You think Devonte is going to get suspended? Is that what did a report come out about that? It might have. Again, while I'm on stream, it's hard for me to check my phone. So let's see. NFL to let legal process play out in Adam's case. Okay. So I don't think he's going to get suspended, but maybe you think he does. I don't know. I'm still taking that because I think Devonte is going to be suspended for maybe a game. If they suspend him, it's not going to be some lengthy suspension. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to make that trade and get Devonte Adams. Again, if he gets suspended, I don't view it as being something that's super lengthy. So I'm just get him on my team. I'm going to just get Devonte on my team and be happy about it. Rockout says, drop Conklin or Schultz to pick up Gentry, drop A-Rob. Okay, so if you want Gentry this week, I think I'm still playing... Conklin over Gentry, but if you want to get Gentry and play him, go ahead, drop A-Rob. I'm fucking done with Allen Robinson. I'm done with Allen Robinson and his fucking absolute bullshit. So you can cut A-Rob. Just cut his ass. I think Schultz is going to prove to be pretty good once Dak comes back. Dakota Prescott comes back. Add fucking Noah Brown to the squad. So yeah, I'm gonna just drop A-Rob. I'm done with him. Word, I have Evans, Waddle, Deontay F1. That's a good trade then. Eagles D or Jags D? Eagles. EAGLES Eagles. Rondell Moore or Raheem Mostert for today? Raheem Mostert or I'm going Raheem Mostert. Lol, you went off, Nick. Lol. Knox, Ingram, or Gentry? I'm gonna go Ingram. Corey, MG3, Deion Jackson, or Amari Cooper. I'm going MG3 and Amari Cooper. All right. It's time to start putting in all my DraftKings lineups. Wilson Jr. or Kenny Walker the third. I'm going with Sir Kenneth Walker the third. One second. I'm done with his ass, lol. That's a fact. Dobbins, London, or Singletary? I'd go with Dobbins. Hurst or Dalton Schultz at tight end? I'm going Hurst. I think Dalton's going to bounce back when Dak Prescott shows up, but Dak Prescott is not back yet. Thus, I don't feel overwhelmingly comfortable forcing myself into a scenario with that. That's just how I kind of feel. All right. 1 second. So yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with I'm going with Hurst. Sorry about that. I fucking had a brain fart. I'm going with Hurst over him. I'm just gonna keep playing Hurst until the wheels fall off. That's just how I view things right now. I'm going with Hurst over Dalton Schultz, and it's pretty clear because again, I just don't think Dalton Schultz is really going to do anything until Dak returns. That's how we're gonna go. It is. Is Tyler Higbee playing today? Seems like it. He's expected to play. Pick 2 wide receiver in a flex: Dobbs, Pickens, Judy, Gallup, Zay Jones, and ETN. I want to go with. I'm gonna go with Zay Jones. No, I'm gonna go Pickens. Oh, Pickens and Dobbs. Pickens and Dobbs for me. I kind of wanted to play the other guy, but I'm not going to. Make me wanna shout. No, 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 shout. No, 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 shout. Let's keep moving here. Bye weeks are definitely tough right here. Deion Jackson or Coleman Jackson. Mike Williams or Pittman Williams. Drake London, ETN or Jackson. I'm going Drake London. MVS or Philip Lindsay or Juju or J.K. Dobbins. Dobbins and MVS. No, Dobbins and Juju. Kirk or Lamb today. Lamb. Higgins or Myers. Myers. Pickens or Wilson. Pickens. Full PPR, Isaiah McKenzie, DJ Moore, Kenneth Walker. I'm going with Kenneth Walker pretty easily for me. And then McKenzie. They make me want to shout. All right. Thank you for the super chat, Austin. Jackson, Robinson, Johnson, London, Flex. I think I'm just gonna go Johnson because I think Deontay Johnson just has the most amount of upside out of that group. I think Deontay Johnson has the upside to be an absolute smash in this game. He keeps getting force fed the ball. So that's just what we're gonna go with. I'm gonna go with uh, we're gonna go with Deontay Johnson. And again, I don't really feel super comfortable with Deontay Johnson at this point, but he just keeps getting fed the ball, right? And there's something to say about that. When you keep getting targets, even if you're dropping the ball, they're just gonna keep giving him the ball. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with Deontay Johnson personally. They make me want to shout. Shout. I'm so glad that the what's it called did not end up working. That the Mariners did not end up winning because it would have been a true tough scene having to go through this fucking game. Go through what am I saying? Go through the Seattle game and have Seattle play at 5 instead of 4. That would have been so fucking stupid. Sorry guys, my brain is absolutely destroyed. After streaming for an hour and fucking 30 minutes, my brain just goes numb. It's only been an hour, 15 minutes, but you guys get the point. So yeah, I'm going Deontay Johnson. He's gonna keep getting the ball. I feel confident in that. Next question here. Question. Lamb or Pickens? Great question. I think we're just gonna have to keep rolling out Lamb. And then we're going to. I like Pickens a decent amount, but I think I just have to go with Lamb. I feel like Lamb's gonna have a pretty big game. I feel like Lamb is destined for greatness this week, so we're gonna go with him. Gonna go with Lamb over Pickens. Pretty clearly for me, Lamb over Pickens. And I fucking hate Rondell Moore this week, but I think he might have a good game for DFS. But again, we're gonna go with Lamb over Pickens at this point. It just feels better. Feels much better. You think Tyler Higbee is playing? Yes. Davis, Godwin, or Waddle? Gabe Davis for me. You make me want to shout. All right, I gotta make a bunch of lineups right now. Gotta lock in, guys. Lock it in, baby. Next question here: Matt Gay or Brett Maher? I would go with Matt Gay, probably. Turner prom: Gabe Davis or Pittman? Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis by a wide margin. Browns or Bengals defense? Browns or Bengals? I'm going with the Bengals. Njoku a healthy start? Yes. Njoku's a good start this week. My computer is absolutely selling me up the river right now. I'm getting so many notifications. Yeah, Tyler Higbee will play. I just got the report. Cousins or Rodgers? We're gonna go with Cousins against the Dolphins. Higbee or Rondale in the flex? I'm going Higbee. I'm going Higbee. They make me want to shout. No, shout. Playing all types of Josh. Josh Allen's going to be so chalk, but I think I can still win with Josh Allen in DraftKings. I'm eating the chalk the same way Jameis eats those W's, baby. Higgins or Dylan? I would go with Dylan. Come on, my fucking computer is so slow. Pick 2, non-PPR, Wilson Jr., Walker the third, Ramondre Stevenson. I'm going with the last two. The last two for me. I like all those options, but the last two for me. Last two for me. Austin Knox has a big game today. My bank account's going to look large. I don't think he's going to have a big game. But with that said, you gotta go a little different. You know, everyone's going with Diggs, Davis. That's why you go crazy. What's up, Spock? How are you doing, brother? I hope Spock's having a good day. Johnson or Gabe Davis? Hope you guys are all having a good day. Gabe Davis, T. Higgins, or Mixon. Pretty easily there. Myers, Davis, Kenneth Walker need 2. I'm going with Davis and Kenneth Walker. You make me want to shout. Shout. All right. Gotta get different with all these lineups, baby. Pick 1, ETN. Time to upgrade the computer, Brian. It's only slow because I'm live streaming. I have 50,000 different tabs open. That's why it's slow. But yeah, I do need a better computer. You are right on that. The computer I have right now is actually pretty decent. Like, if it was just I use this computer to fucking, I don't know, whatever normal people use computers for, as if I'm like some fucking celebrity, right? That's not what I mean. But someone who fucking has to stream and all that, I do need a better computer than the one I have. I do agree with that. Computers are fucking expensive though, especially because the graphics cards price just went to the moon. I want to go to the moon. Don't leave so soon. Oh, I just burped. Sorry about that. All right. Waddle or Mostert? I'm going to go with Waddle. When I traded for Chase, I received him today. I put him in my lineup over Pittman. That makes sense. I don't know why I'm sitting Kirk this week. I feel like Kirk might have a really big game, but I understand why you might have to sit him, right? Not everyone has excellent situations to play him in. Fuck, dude. My computer is like... All right. We're going to go with one old man Tom Brady stack. Maybe it'll work out this week, Maybe it'll pay off the big bucks here. Deontay Johnson. All right. Isaiah McKenzie or Elijah Moore? Isaiah McKenzie. ETN, Dylan, Pierce, or Ayuk. I think I had your question on the screen, Timothy. I didn't even answer it because I'm a scumbag. I'm going Pierce. Sorry about that, man. Henderson or MG3? I'm going Henderson. Morpheus. I'm going Henderson pretty heavily in that equation. Trying to find one more lineup that I like, and then we're going to lock this in. Isaac, thank you for the super chat. Godwin or Hunt at the flex? Drop either for Taysom. I'm not dropping either of them for Taysom. I'm going to go with... we're going to go Godwin over Hunt. I don't dislike Hunt. I just don't love him this week. Like, again, it's hard to go with Hunt any given week because while the upside is incredibly high, the downside is also pretty high because, like, not the downside, right? But, like, his floor is just not that great because of how good Chubb has been playing. So I'm personally just going to go ahead and go with Godwin. Browns or Bengals? Bengals. Taysom is still available. What the fuck? I'm still undecided. Najee or Myers? Myers. Hey, yo, I made it. Rams or Bucks? D. We're going to go with the Bucks. Everyone like the video. Helps out a ton. It does. That's a fact. That is a big fact. It does help me out a ton. I really appreciate that. When you guys hit that, when you smack that like button aggressively, like it owes you money, Dude, I'm getting so many text messages. The one downside of streaming is I get a million text messages every time while I'm streaming. All right, guys, I'm going to spam answer all your questions in roughly 2 seconds. All my lineups in now. And then we're answering all the questions that are left here. Boom. All right. Which one should I sit? Sam, Kenneth Walker, Jeff Wilson, Darrell Henderson. I'm afraid of the Rams O-line. Thank you. No problem. I am going to go ahead and sit Jeff Wilson. I think... Man, oh man. I know the Rams O-line hasn't been great, but now without Cam Akers, you just have to expect Darrell Henderson to get force-fed the fucking rock like it is his job, which it is. Obviously, it is his job to get the ball. I'm going to go ahead and go with benching Jeff Wilson. It is risky. It is risky to go Henderson over Jeff Wilson, but that's my answer. I'm going with Henderson over Jeff Wilson, and I'm going to do it with the supreme amount of confidence. We're going Kenneth Walker and Darrell Henderson, and we are sitting Jeff Wilson Jr. Any other super chats here? Rock out, PPR, pick up Callaway or play Shakir. I'm going to pick up Callaway over Shakir. I don't trust Shakira with McKenzie coming back personally. That's just how I feel. Upside, Mostert or Gordon? I'm going with Mostert. Man, I'm sitting T. Higgins this week. It feels like this is going to be a disaster that I sat him. I can already feel it in my bones that I made the wrong decision. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. We're not fucking panicking over here. We're going to just play the guys that I think are going to do the best. I don't have any Patrick Mahomes stacks, and that feels like my bank account is about to run dry because of that. 2 minutes, baby. I have Walker and Wilson over Henderson. Yeah, that makes sense. Again, it is close between Wilson and Henderson for me. All right, all my teams are set. All my lineups are set. We got 20 seconds, everyone. Type 1 in the chat if you're excited. Sutton, Kirk, or Hill. I'm playing Sutton. Type 1 in the chat if you're fucking excited, if you're pumped. All right. Cousins, Wilson, or Lawrence? I'm going Cousins. Thank you guys for watching today's stream. I greatly appreciate all you guys. I wish you guys all the best of luck in your lineups this week. And let's have a great one, baby. I love you guys. Good luck, everyone. Hope you guys have a great rest of your guys' day. Lineups are all locked. Make sure you guys do check out DraftKings. If you click on the link in the description, all you got to do is deposit $5. You will win $200 in free bets if your money line bet hits. So your first ever money line bet, all you got to do is bet $5 and you receive $200 in free bets if that bet wins. Again, a lot of websites aren't just handing out free fucking money. And DraftKings is willing to do that. So make sure you guys check that out. I love you guys. Thanks, Pimp. Good luck, and everyone. Thank you. Game time, baby. Let's go. Good luck, everyone. Waddle or Sutton? I would go with Waddle. Actually, I'd go Sutton this week. Good luck, everyone. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your guys' day. I'll be back tonight, Sunday Night Football live before lock on Stochastic DFS. Our last ever Sunday Night Football stream with me included. So make sure you guys check that out. We're going to go out with a bang. Going to win $1 zillion. Have a great rest of your guys' day. I love you guys all. As always, guys. Goodbye.